Hey, Nora. So, you managed to convince my brother into marrying you and taking care of your baby, huh? I never thought you were the type to use tricks like this. Did you enjoy deceiving him? And to top it off, you didn't even invite me to the wedding. Hi, Harper. I didn't actually trick Ryan into marrying me. Actually, we didn't hold a wedding, but only went to register and had a small party with our friends. Besides, it was Ryan's idea, not mine. I wanted to wait for you to come back and give us your blessing, but Ryan said you didn't have the right to decide whom he marries. Tell me, what did you do to make my brother fall so deeply in love with you? He is a successful, rich, handsome man, and yet he chose to be with you, even when you were still married and pregnant with your ex-husband's child. How did you manage to enchant him? Harper, where are you getting all this information? I told you clearly that Ryan and I met a year after my divorce. Our love is genuine, and I didn't have an affair while I was married. The baby is only about 2 months away from being born. Can't you bless Ryan and me? Why do you keep hating me and making baseless accusations? Oh, come on. You're a master manipulator, and it sickens me to see my brother fall for your lies. You must be thrilled now, thinking you'll get to take all of my brother's property, right? It's like you planned this from the beginning. Did you and your ex-husband fake the divorce so you could conspire to steal everything from Ryan? First, you seduced him, but behind his back, you were still with your ex-husband, and then you got pregnant and made Ryan think it's his child. All to manipulate him into marrying you. Once you get all his assets, you'll probably leave him and go back to your ex-husband, right? Wait, are you seriously unemployed, Harper? I thought you must be a famous fiction writer because your imagination is running wild with these fictional stories. I have nothing to do with my ex-husband. He was abusive and a gambler, and I struggled to get away from him. Since falling in love with Ryan, I've never asked him for expensive gifts or used him for money. I truly love him and cherish our relationship. Why do you keep accusing me of wanting to rob Ryan? So now you're saying I'm just a parasite, always asking for Ryan's money? You need to understand, Nora, I'm Ryan's sister. I have every right to share in his success and wealth. Besides, when we were kids, he promised to take care of me and provide for me in the future. He's just fulfilling that promise now, isn't he? Everything was going fine until you and your baby came into the picture. I never said you were a parasite, Harper. But relying on a promise made by a 5-year-old is a bit unrealistic. You're 40 years old now. Shouldn't you be taking care of yourself? A promise is a promise, Nora. Once you say it, you have to do it. You manipulated Ryan into not caring about his family anymore, and now you're free to decide how to use his money, right? And it was you who convinced him not to give me any more money. He used to support me, but now he refuses every time I ask. He says he wants to save for his family and children. It's ridiculous. My own family? I'm his real family.
Harper, I didn't manipulate Ryan or tell him not to give you money. That's his decision. And stop with the baseless accusations and hate just because you might lose out on some money. Oh, I see. You don't hate me because I was married to another man and not deserving Ryan. Any girl who marries Ryan will be hated by you and get unreasonable accusations like this just because you will lose your money? It's absurd! Are you suggesting that Ryan should spend his whole life working hard and living alone just so that you can continue living lavishly and happily? That's incredibly selfish.
Oh, don't use such harsh words to talk about me, will you? I never said I forbid Ryan from getting married, but any potential sister-in-law must get my approval. She has to be wealthy, obedient, and afraid of me, so I can control her and get more of her and Ryan's money. I had someone in mind for Ryan, a rich girl I knew, but your arrival ruined everything. I just can't understand what Ryan sees in you. You're ugly, poor, and unremarkable.
Harper, I don't know what to say. But do you think your obsession with money is becoming alarming? You should consider seeking help. It's not healthy to be so fixated on wealth and control.
Are you saying I'm crazy? Of course, I'm going crazy now that I'll be left with nothing and won't be able to attend fancy parties anymore. But here's an idea, Nora. If you want to improve our relationship and I never doubt the origin of the baby in your belly, then help me with something.
I don't quite get what you mean. What are you trying to say?
Well, I mean, Haven't you been scolding me all this time that I can only live off and depend on Ryan? If so, then I decided to invest in stocks. A friend told me about a surefire company that will increase fivefold in 1 month. But, the money that Ryan gave me last month, I accidentally spent all of it on going to parties and traveling with friends. So now I don't have any more money. So can you tell Ryan to give me $300,000 to invest? Once I make a profit, I promise never to bother your family again.
300,000? What a ridiculous number! That's equivalent to Ryan's 1-year salary already. You also know that Ryan has given most of his monthly salary to support you, so he doesn't have a backup fund, right? Now all of a sudden, you ask for such a large amount of money? Where would I get it?
It's easy. Borrow money from your friends and relatives, or even take a loan from a shark if you have to. And if you're worried about trouble, get Ryan to mortgage his house to the bank. There are plenty of ways to make money. Trust me, once I make a killing in the stock market, I'll repay this house for you, and I won't interfere in your lives again.
What if the stocks don't go as planned, and you lose all the money? If it really comes to that, won't you not only run out of money, but Ryan and I will also fall into debt and lose this house?
You really don't know how to talk. Why is your mouth full of foul words? I haven't invested yet, but you said that I've lost the money? That's just too much to worry about. Let me tell you, a friend of mine heard secret information from Wall Street that the stock of this company is going to skyrocket. It's a sure thing. Come on, my dear sister-in-law, you must believe me. If I earn a lot of money, I will definitely not forget your help.
I'm just cautioning you about the risks. But if you're confident, then go ahead and invest. Doing something is better than doing nothing, right?
That's right, you finally get it. Now transfer the money to me.
Transfer money? What money? Do I owe you anything?
Nora, don't play dumb. You agreed to give me $300,000 so I wouldn't bother you and Ryan again. Now, if you want to transfer the money, do it.
Actually, no. I never agreed to give you any money.
What do you mean you didn't agree? You made the offer and I accepted.
I never made any agreement to give you money. I was just curious about what you would say. I never offered anything. You must have misunderstood.
This is ridiculous. Stop trying to manipulate the situation. You offered to give me money and now you're backtracking? Don't try to deceive me. I heard you loud and clear. Now, transfer the money.
I won't transfer any money because I never agreed to it in the first place. You need to stop making baseless demands.
But if you don't give me money, how am I going to have money to invest?
Well, let me see. Well, yes, you can borrow from your friends, or get a loan shark, or mortgage a bank property. Oh no, wait. Do you have any property to mortgage? If so, you can start accumulating money by getting a job.
You're so conniving. Why do you dare to face me like this? I can't borrow from my friends. They'll look down on me. And I don't want to deal with loan sharks and their high interest rates. Working? Why should I work hard for months or years just to earn a small amount of money when I can have millions overnight? It's laughable.
You can't expect to become rich overnight without any effort or risk. It doesn't work that way. If you want money, you need to work for it or invest wisely.
Stop talking bullshit. You definitely have to give me money so that I can change my life. Become a rich person so nobody can look down on me anymore.
So you're saying I should give you money so you can change your life and become rich? Not a chance. You're just my sister-in-law. I have no responsibility or obligation to support you like a queen. Besides, Ryan himself warned me not to let you manipulate me or lend you any money.
You'll regret treating me like this. I'll find a way to get what I want with or without your help. And soon you'll be down on your knees begging me.
Hello, my lovely girl. Long time no see. How have you been?
Huh? Who's this?
Oh, don't forget me so quickly. It's your dear ex-husband here, Elijah, the man you promised to love and be with for life, no matter the circumstances. But you broke that vow and left me when I needed you the most. However, I forgive you and I'm willing to take you back.
Elijah? Is that you? Why are you contacting me now?
I heard you found a new husband. Impressive. Where did you find a fool willing to raise another man's child?
What are you talking about? Stop talking nonsense and get out of my life. Don't ever come to me and Ryan to mess with our lives again. We're done.
Oh, don't be so fast, okay? Do you think I know your phone number, but not your home and your husband's business address? Well, if you don't want to talk to me, I'll have to go to your husband's company to talk to him. Thanks to that fool for taking care of you and my son for the past few months. But now, it's time to bring my son back to his biological father, right?
No, you can't do that. Obviously, we've cut all ties. Didn't you say that as long as I pay off your gambling debt, you'll let me go and never disturb my life again? I even had to sell my mother's precious jewel brooch, the only memento left I have of her, to pay your debt and get out of that hellish marriage. And how dare you mention my son? That's my own son. He has nothing to do with you.
Can't you just have a baby on your own? That baby is my son. I know I made mistakes in the past, but they were just normal actions of a husband when his wife prevents him from pursuing his passion.
Normal actions? You call it normal to abuse me, beat me repeatedly on the face and stomach, even when I'm pregnant to the point of causing me to have a miscarriage just because I wouldn't give you money for gambling? Then, you didn't even feel the pain of heartlessly killing my poor child, but gloatingly said that I deserve it? I haven't seen you in over a year. You still haven't changed a bit. An evil and violent man.
Oh, come on. That's all in the past. It's been a long time, and you still can't let it go? Listen, Nora, I've changed now. Bring my son to me, and we can live together. I just won the lottery and made a fortune at the casino. Enough money for you and my son to live happily ever after. You must be regretting leaving me now that I'm wealthy. But don't worry, I still want you back with me. Nora, come on. Stop sulking and come back to me.
I don't understand, Elijah. Why do you always assume my baby is yours? Do you think that makes sense? We haven't seen each other in a year, have we? How could I be pregnant with your baby? Are you dreaming in the middle of the day?
So what's wrong? Your son is also my son. Come on, Nora. Don't be so cranky, okay? You know how much I love you. I swear to take care of him like my own son, as long as you accept to give up everything and come back to me.
Go away and never mention my son again. Didn't you say you have a lot of money already? Then go find a beautiful wife and have another child of your own. Why do you keep bothering me like that?
Do you think I don't want that? Of course, that's my only wish right now. But I'll never be able to have another child of my own. It's all your fault.
My fault? What have I done to you?
Are you still pretending to know nothing? You really are stupid. It happened 5 months ago. After you left, I borrowed money to play in the casino to forget you. And it was a lucky day because I won several $1,000,000. But because I hated loan sharks for making you abandon me, I didn't want to pay them back. That day, they hunted me for money and I drove away. The debt collectors also chased after me. And because I was drunk before driving at high speed, I crashed in the construction site and had an accident. A terrible accident caused me to lose the ability to have children. I became an infertile man. I've become a useless man and will no longer be able to have a child of my own.
Oh my God. I understand you're going through a difficult time, but you need to wake up and see the problem rationally. Your accident is entirely your own fault. Who forced you to borrow money for gambling and get involved with loan sharks? Drinking and driving was your decision too. Don't blame me for leaving you when you made my life unbearable. If you had been a good husband, worked hard, and loved me without abuse or violence, maybe we wouldn't have had to get divorced.
Oh, now you're living a happy life. So you don't care whether I live or die, huh? Is that right? No matter what I say, you'll find a way to argue back. After our son disappeared, you were delighted because it gave you an excuse to divorce me. You moved on to a happy family and had another child with that man. You've forgotten about our poor child, haven't you? You don't deserve to be a mother.
Enough! Stop it now! Not a day goes by that I'm not haunted by that horrible day. It was your fault. You lost all our money gambling and came home to force me to borrow more. When I refused, you hit me, even though I begged you to stop because I was pregnant. But you didn't listen, and you kicked me in the stomach, saying I didn't deserve to carry your child. I still have nightmares about that day.
Then, why didn't you protect the baby? If you had, I would have a biological child now. You're useless.
How dare you blame me? If it weren't for your mother at the time, kneeling down, begging me to forgive her because she was old, you were her only relative. I made her promise to help me divorce you, get rid of you completely. Now you are definitely still in prison.
I don't care. I just know that my son is with you, and you must bring him back to me. If I can't have a happy life, then neither can you.
Are you threatening me? Let me tell you something. I'm no longer the weak and helpless Nora you once knew. This time, if you dare to touch my husband and children, I will make sure you regret it. Now get the hell out of my life! Harper, did you take my son somewhere? I went out to buy you a cake, and when I returned, both you and my son were gone.
What? Your son? Why should I be responsible for such a smelly, messy creature? Can't he take care of himself? And you call yourself a good mother, leaving your child alone at home to go out.
I didn't leave my son alone at home. You suddenly showed up and asked for a cake, so I went out to buy it for you. Before I left, I specifically asked you to look after my son, but when I came back, you were gone, and my son is missing.
Are you blaming me now? Sure, I heard you muttering something about babysitting, but I didn't agree to it. Don't assume that I have to do everything you say. Besides, if the baby is lost, what's the point of looking for him? You and Ryan could just have another baby.
How can you say something so heartless? That's your nephew, Ryan's biological son.
So what? He's just a baby. But if you're so desperate to find him, you probably will get disappointed, although he might not be in this country anymore. Look, forget about him. Move on and have another baby.
I won't give up on finding my son. I will do whatever it takes to bring him back.
You're so stubborn, Nora. Maybe he's better off without you. Perhaps he's living a happier life than he ever would with you.
What do you mean by that, Harper? How can you say such a thing? How can you say that when my own son is missing? I can't just move on. He's my flesh and blood, and I won't rest until I find him.
Well, good luck with that. Now I have to spend this huge amount of money. It's so wonderful.
Harper, I can't believe you could do this to me. How could you betray me like this? I am beyond disappointed in you.
What's your problem, Nora? What are you so mad about? What disappointment? Don't act like I care about how you feel. Are you going to blame me for your son's disappearance now? I warned you before, didn't I? You won't find the boy again. Just give up.
Even now, you still refuse to admit it? Weren't you the one who accused me of colluding with my ex-husband and came up with that ridiculous plan? Turns out, I can write stories too. Not fiction like yours, but detective stories. Would you like to hear one?
Huh? What nonsense are you talking about? I don't have time to listen to your crazy ramblings.
Don't be so hasty. I think you'll like this story. It's about a woman who endured years of abuse from her ex-husband. But she managed to escape that traumatic past and find a man who truly loves her. She thought her life would finally be happy. But then she encountered a wicked sister-in-law who would do anything for money. However, because the woman's family couldn't fulfill her extreme desires, the sister-in-law devised a sinister plan.
What? What are you talking about?
That wicked woman has managed to contact her sister-in-law's ex-husband, who is desperate to find a child. The evil sister-in-law and him have planned together that she would find a way to bring her sister-in-law's baby and sell it to her gambling ex-husband for $500,000. He had to promise that he would bring the child out of the country so that no one finds out about their scary plans.
Stop. Just stop now. I don't want to hear any more of this.
What's the matter? Don't you want to know how it ends? I promise it won't disappoint.
The ending?
Yes, the ending. But here's something the two villains didn't know. Since the last time the ex-husband sent threatening messages to the poor woman, she became cautious and sensed the danger. She secretly installed cameras in the baby's room and bought a tracking bracelet to put on the baby. So when the baby went missing, she quickly realized that her ex-husband was the most suspicious and immediately informed the police.
Hidden camera? Tracking bracelet? Please don't tell me it's the silver bracelet. Oh my god, I should have taken it off.
Based on the camera footage and the location data from the bracelet, the police quickly caught the ex-husband as he was about to leave the country. The baby was safely returned to his parents, and the ex-husband was arrested and confessed to everything. He revealed all his plans and his accomplices. The police are on their way to arrest the wicked sister-in-law. How's that for a story? Oh, and I'll let you in on a little secret. The story I just told you is entirely based on a true story.
You can't prove anything. This is all just a coincidence.
Coincidence? I don't think so. The truth always has a way of coming out, and you'll pay for what you've done. I won't rest until justice is served and my son is safe in my arms again. You mess with the wrong woman, Harper.
Yes, I admit it. I was just trying to scare you, Nora. I didn't actually kidnap the baby, I promise. I never intended to harm him, I swear. What? Pretending to kidnap my baby? Are you out of your mind? Scare me? Do you think this is a joke, Harper? My baby's safety is not something to be taken lightly. How could you even think of such a cruel and heartless plan? I know I messed up big time. I was desperate, Nora. Desperate to find a way to get money for myself and solve my financial problems. I thought if I could borrow money from your ex-husband and invest it, I could return the money and make everything right. I never wanted to hurt you or the baby, I promise.
So you thought manipulating me and my son's safety was the answer? You never once considered the consequences of your actions? Do you even understand how terrified I was when I thought that my baby was missing?
I'm so sorry, Nora. I didn't think things through. I was selfish and desperate. But I swear, I never meant to harm anyone. I just wanted a chance to fix my life and make things better for myself.
Harper, I will never forgive you for what you've done. You crossed a line that should never have been crossed. My son's safety is not a joke or a tool to manipulate me. You will pay the price for your actions. And I hope you spend the rest of your life in prison, where you belong.
You can't do this to me, Nora. I didn't actually do anything to your son. It was all just a scare. You can't prove anything.
The police will investigate, and they will find the truth. I have the evidence of your plan, and I'll make sure justice is served. You can't get away with this, Harper.
You wouldn't really turn your own sister-in-law in, would you? We're family. Nora, please, I'm sorry. I'll do anything to make it right. Just don't turn me in. You're heartless, Nora. You don't care about anyone but yourself and that brat of yours.
As the days passed, the weight of the trial and the emotional toll it took on me became unbearable. The courtroom felt like a prison, confining my spirit as I sat there, recounting the harrowing events that had unfolded. The truth had come to light, and both Elijah and Harper were held accountable for their actions. It was a bad ending for them, as justice finally caught up with them. Elijah was sentenced to 10 years in prison for kidnapping and intimidation, and an additional 5 years for the abuse he had subjected me to in the past. He would no longer be able to harm anyone else. As for Harper, she too faced the consequences of her manipulative schemes. She was sentenced to 10 years in prison for her role in the kidnapping. On top of that, she had to compensate me with a substantial amount of money for the pain and suffering she had caused. Talk about karma coming back to bite. Ryan and I decided to start anew. leaving behind the painful memories and toxic relationships that haunted us. We sold our house and, with the proceeds, embarked on a new journey together in a different country. It was a fresh start, a chance to build a happy and loving family without the shadows of the past. In our new home, we found solace and peace. The wounds of the past began to heal as we focused on creating beautiful memories together. Our son, the light of our lives, flourished in this new environment, surrounded by love and care. He was our beacon of hope, a symbol of resilience and the strength to overcome adversity. Ryan and I grew closer than ever before, supporting each other in every step of our journey. We made a conscious effort to communicate openly, to heal the scars of our pasts, and to build a future based on trust and understanding.